All right, hello, Pack Manias. We're back with our page 2 of 10.2. I'm going to relate this page quite a bit to this handy dandy chart, which should make your life a lot easier. I'm going to show you both ways to do it, but remember, this is fast. All right, Coral made 32 pints of fruit punch for a party. All right, Coral. Okay, 32 pints. She has to carry it in 1 gallon containers. That makes sense. Can you imagine carrying 32 glasses versus, however many gallon jugs that is? That's smart. You don't actually, for a party, pour everything out of your gallon jugs and then take it. You take it in jugs because you need less of them. So we're going to convert smaller units to larger units. And when I do that, I need fewer of them. If I need fewer of something, I need to divide. And that's exactly what it says right here. To convert a smaller unit to a larger one, you need to divide. Sometimes you may need to convert more than once. So this is what I'm talking about, where your chart comes in really handy. If you look at your chart, okay, let's see. And I go to where it says pints, because that's where I'm starting. And I go down to where it says gallons, it says 1/8. Remember on the chart, like I said earlier, if it's a fraction, I'm going to divide. So this says divide by 8, right? If it's a whole number, I multiply, but here it's a fraction, so that means I divide by 8. So what I should be able to do is take 32 pints, and I can divide by 8. You could look at it like that, right? Which is just 32 divided by 8. 8 goes into 32 how many times? 4. So this is 4 gallons. So let's see if we do it their way. 2 steps, which there's nothing wrong with doing it in 2 steps, especially if you can remember 8224, right? But this way is kind of fast too. So let's take a look. I've got pints, and I'm going to divide in order to get quarts, because quarts are larger, so I need less of them. How many pints are in a quart? 2. So I put 2 here. 32 divided by 2 equals, that's going to be 16, right? And if I don't know, I can just take 32 divided by 2. 2 goes into 3 once. Bring down my 2. 2 goes into 12 6 times, right? So I get that 16 right there. And then I'm going to convert my total quarts into gallons. So I've just taken my pints and poured them into glasses that were twice as big, and I got half the number of glasses, but they're bigger. So I still have the same amount of volume. Now I'm going to take those bigger glasses and put them into gallons. So I have 16 total quarts. I'm going to divide again because I'm pouring these into something, so I'm going to have fewer containers here again. If I have fewer, I want to divide. And how many quarts are in a gallon? Quarts are like quarters. How many quarters in a dollar? There's 4. So divide by 4, and 16 divided by 4, of course, equals 4. So I get 4 gallons. And so let's check. Did doing it this way give us the same answer? It did. And the reason is if I divide by 2 and I divide by 4, what am I really doing? Dividing by 8. So if you use 8224, you could easily calculate these same ratios. I need 2 to go to here and 4 to go to there. 2 times 4 is 8. Divide by 8, and I'm done. Okay? So let's try it on down here. Use the picture to complete the statements and convert 3 quarts to pints. 1 quart is how many pints? Well, just take a look. There's 2 of them, and you can look at the chart, but it says use the picture, so 2. So a quart is, of course, more. I mean, look at it, right? It's bigger. So 3 quarts, if I want to go from quarts to pints, am I going to end up with more of these? Yeah, I mean, I have to multiply this by 2 to get 2. All right, don't think about the volume always stays the same. It's the number of containers that you're using. So 3 times 2 pints in a quart. 3 times 2 is 6. And if you wanted to, you could draw this out again. Right? 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 6, and it all works out. Boom. All right. On this one, I've got 3 gallons to pints. So what's bigger? Of course, gallons are the biggest ones we've got right now. So I'm going to need more pints. If I need more of something, I'm going to have to multiply. I need more pints to hold the same amount of liquid. So I look at my chart here, and I go to gallons. And for gallons, there we are, it says 8 pints. Remember, if it's a whole number, I'm going to multiply. So I take my 3 times 8, and I get 24. Okay? The other way to do it, and I'll just show it quickly here, okay, is if I take my gallons, how many quarts are in a gallon? 4. So 3 times 4 would be 12. But I'm not done because now I've got quarts. And I got to go from quarts to pints. Well, how many pints are in a quart? It's 2, right? 8, 2, 2, 4. So I already did my 4, so there's the 2 2s in the middle. 12 times 2 is 24. All right, so I end up getting the same answer. So you can do it either way you want. It might be fun to practice it both ways, but that's what I would do. How many pints are in a quart? That's in the middle, so we know it's 2. So I just multiply by 2, and of course 5 times 2 is 10. So I get 10. And then at the bottom here, I got 6 quarts equals cups. Well, quarts and cups are far apart. So I want you to look at the chart, pause the film, look at the chart, and tell me what you think we should multiply by if we just wanted to do one multiplication problem. Because cups are smaller, I'm gonna need a lot of them. All right, if you're back, I look at my chart, and I go to cups, I go to quarts, and I look at cups, and it says 4. And this makes sense. I go from quarts to pints and pints to cups. That's the 2, 2 in the middle. 2 times 2 is 4. So I'm gonna go times 4 is 24 cups. And of course, if I went from quarts to pints, it would be 6 times 2 because there's 2 pints in a quart, like this picture. That would be 12. And then if I went from pints to cups, well, there's 2 cups in a pint per our chart. Times 2 is 24. I get the same answer. So you might want to replay that back again, a little bit slower. I don't know if you can play it slower, but you might want to play it again and take a look at it. There's a lot going on here, but just remember, this chart will make your life a lot easier. 8224, remember that. Then remember the order: ounces, cups, pints, quarts, gallons. You know quarts and gallons are next to each other, and you know ounces and cups are next to each other. What's in the middle? Old buddy pint. All right, next page.